Next item is consider an ordinance to establish the Northwest Interceptor Rehabilitation Phase 2 Project Fund. I'd like to ask Mr. Hughes to come up and update us on this.
Good evening, members of the board. You may remember last meeting we discussed a little bit about the large sums of money that have been allocated by the North Carolina General Assembly to the Division of Water Infrastructure for funding improvements to water, sewer, and stormwater infrastructure statewide. As part of that allocation, there were several municipalities with water wastewater systems that were directly allocated funding in that Senate bill. We were very fortunate, very appreciative to receive $230,000 of direct appropriations to that. It can be used for rehabilitation of water or wastewater infrastructure. In reviewing the conditions of the allocation, we determined that the best use of the funds would be to put towards the implementation of Phase 2 of the Northwest Interceptor Rehabilitation Project. The Northwest Interceptor Project is a very large sewer interceptor that runs along Glen Burnie Road, down in front of the DOT office, and Glen Burnie in front of Margaret Park. Turns, kind of runs cross country behind the DOT complex through some very low-lying land between two old sand quarries. Ultimately, turning, making its way back towards Oaks Road, and crossing this road and getting to the wastewater treatment plant. This is a large sewer outfall line. It's 30 and 36 inches in diameter. We noticed some issues with it back in 2010. We're able to complete about 3,100 feet of rehabilitation in 2011, and we have the next 2,000 feet kind of scheduled for rehabilitation, and we wait for the perfect time to pull the trigger on the project. This is a great opportunity. We're going to use the funding from the DWI grant as well as some fund balance, and we're going to get that work done later this summer. So establishing the project fund, what we'll do is have somewhere to receive the grant funds. And then once the project gets bid and we know the actual construction costs, I'll come back to you and make a request to move the remaining balance from sewer fund into the project fund. Happy to answer any questions you might have about the project or about the fund.
Or have questions?
There's no questions. I'd like to make a motion to adopt an ordinance to establish the Northwest Interceptor Rehabilitation Phase 2 Project Fund.
Second.
Motion and second, is there discussion? Seeing none, let's have a roll call, starting with Alderman.
Alderman Beagle?
Yes.
Alderman Astor?
Yes.
Mayor Outlaw?
Yes.
Alderman Kinsey?
Yes.
Alderman Best?
Yes.
Alderman Odom?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item number 11, appointments, Alderman Odom.
None tonight, sir.
Alderman Best.
None, sir.
Alderman Kinsey.
None.
Alderman Astor.
None.
Alderman Beagle.
None tonight, sir.
Attorney's report.
What's the report, Mayor?
City manager's report.
A few things to update you on. First is we were approached by the North Carolina Works program. They have a basically a personal program for young adults to come to work. So we have agreed to work with them on this, and this will be for young adults aged 16 to 24. It's a 13-week program, and basically how this is going to work is folks that want to come to the North Carolina Works program, especially interested in wanting to work with the city. We will work with them, bring them in. They get their North Carolina Works pays their salary, pays their insurance. They come in, get valuable experience doing working in various city departments. So it's a win-win for the city, and it's a win-win for those youngsters. They'll be able to gain some valuable experience. The next thing we have is during the FEMA meeting today, learned that the public input part of the Henderson Park change of scope of work project has been completed, so they're moved on to the next phase. So we have a few more steps in the process, and hopefully we'll hear some news from them so we can go ahead and start moving forward with doing some upgrades on that park. Also at the last meeting, board gave us direction on the Tisdale House, put some signs up saying free house, so we're working with the city attorney on the final vetting portions of that. So we're going to have that squared away in the next few days, and then we will have signage in them. So that's all I have tonight, sir.
Hi, sir. You might need to ask the director of recreation, but are we having problems filling lifeguard positions for this summer for the pool?
I had a conversation with Ms. Warren, I think last Thursday or Friday, and yes, we are. And of course, we're seeing this, across the country with all types of jobs, but we have actually increased the wage for lifeguarding positions. It's gonna be tough. Hopefully, we do not get to the point where we have to reduce hours or anything like that. The aquatic center over the last 5 years has really, it's been a great business. It's been a good money maker for the city, and it's been a great amenity for the citizens. So we were a little worried last year, but we had several employees come up at the very last minute. We got them certified. We're also looking at offering another lifeguard class for anyone interested in being a lifeguard this summer as well. So happy to answer any questions you may have.
I'll just say this, if there's any parents out there that their kids are in desperate need of something to do this summer, both my kids during the high school days worked at the pool and at Spray Park, and my daughter was actually a lifeguard. It's a great thing, you know, for them to make a little money, and what better way to make money than to sit around poolside all day long. So,
Also, just a suggestion, but maybe in partnering with the YMCA, because they actually do those certification classes, and they have some extra people, and it's a good way to share resources when we're all struggling, so we may want to reach out to them.
I know last year that Carrie did reach out to them. I don't know if they've spoken yet. I'm sure she will.
thank you, Ron.
Anything else?
Yes, sir.
It's a new business, Aldermen.
As people are seeing, the very beginnings of the elevator are starting, and we've removed some shrubs, but I've been asked to let people know that the giraffe and reed statue is safe. It is in storage. It has been moved, and the James Davis plaque that sat in the ground there also is in storage, and it is safe. So I had some concerns from citizens when they didn't see it there. It's going to be cleaned up, fixed up, and hopefully put in a new space once we get things going. And Foster, the start time on the elevator, I see where they've cleared the shrubs along the front, not along the side.
Right, and I'm waiting for the contractor to come and start doing some shrub work on the side. Big shrubs you see right here. One of the holdups has been reaching out to some of the utilities about relocating phone lines. So our IT staff has been working with the contractor to try to get them the best contact to get that process moving forward. So contractors have been on site several times to assess what they're getting ready to do next, and we look forward to them starting.
Also, too, I don't know if the board has had a chance, but we did receive an email late this afternoon from Lynn Herrickell at Swiss Fair regarding social districts. And I'd like to read it. It says, after meeting with the public and hearing about trash problems and late night behavioral issues in downtown and adjacent neighborhoods, the Social District Committee believes that our immediate priority should be focused on solutions to these issues. Although the committee plans to revisit social districts at a later time, we have heard the concerns of downtown residents, and any future proposal would address those concerns. So that was put out this afternoon. So I just wanted to make that announcement and let the public know that they have tabled it for right now, and it's put on hold until they can address these other issues. Again, this initiative was put on by a partnership between the Chamber, Tourism, and Swiss Fair, Downtown Business Council as well. And that's all I have tonight, sir.
Alderman Master,
Nothing.
Alderman Kinsey.
No, sir.
Alderman Betts.
Yes, I do. I just want to say thank you to Mr. Marvin Williams for reaching out to DOT, CDOT, for the turn signal there at Country Club Road over in Pembroke. I hope that there will be some great results from that connection. Also, I would like to say as well, NCDOT, thankfully, contact with them and talks with some of them, even though I know it's not a city maintained highway, but they will be paving Highway 55 West, which is overdue, so that's a thank you to NCDOT, and that's all I have.
Alderman Odom.
Yes, sir, just two things. Along the lines of NCDOT, Mr. Hughes, what is the arrangement or agreement that we have with them or we don't have with them as far as the maintenance along the major Highway 70 corridor as far as grass cutting? I think they do it twice a year, if I remember correctly, but I thought at one time we were supplementing that with some sort of agreement.
I'm gonna ask George to give an update on that.
I believe from last year, they mowed 4 times, and usually you'll see beginning of the summer, mid-summer, you'll get 3 in there. We have been coordinating with them, especially about the trash this year. So we're being alerted prior to them mowing, so we can schedule, since part of Highway 70 is our Adopt Highway section, that we can get out there prior to them mowing. They've also had trash crews coming ahead of their mowers this year, so usually 3 to 4 times a year. I get a definite number from DOT and supply that back to you.
Yeah, if you could, I just had someone call me about it today, so
I'll do that.
thank you. And then my last question, I think we put some signs up on some vacant property that we have. I'm just curious how that's going so far.
That's correct, and let the clerk answer that question.
We've had 11 phone calls since yesterday morning, and it's yielded 1 bid so far.
Okay.
Several promises to come in and make additional bids.
Great, thank you. That's all, Mayor.
Okay, do we need a closed session?
No.
Is there any further business to come before the new board of Aldermen?
I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
Motion is second to adjourn, any discussion?